Hi, this is Kevin Quigley, and welcome to Tarot Off the Cuff. After more than 30 years of working with the tarot, Barbara Moore has learned that she still loves dancing with it. As she studies and works and reads with the cards, she's discovering that she loves to internalize its wisdom as much as possible, so that you can bring it with you, whether you have a deck of cards or not.
Hello, everybody. It's Barbara Moore. I'm here again with Tarot Off the Cuff. And today I'm going to be using the Slow Tarot by Lacey Bryant. It was a self-published deck, and I felt like this was a great deck to use today. This week I've been feeling really drawn to it. Her version of the 10 of Cups. I'm sorry, my hand is shaking there. We'll put an image up there so you can look at it while I'm talking and not have to watch me holding it up all shaky like that. That's no fun for anybody. So the 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups, interesting cup to come up right now because so many of us are at home. And the 10 of Cups, it often relates to a really happy, fulfilled, well-nourished relationship, family type of a relationship, not necessarily just two people, but a family, however you define that. So this image, excuse me, I have to take off my glasses to see the image properly because, you know, older eyes. And okay, so we've got a couple standing on the porch. And it looks like it's starting to get evening out because they're in shadow. So it might be that time of day when in the old days, when I was a kid, when the street lights came on, you had to come in and the day was done. And so it has that feel of that time of day in this image. And so it reminds me of the time where, okay, all the activity of the day is done. You've done all the things you need to do, all the things you want to do outside, and then you come home. And home is where you come to when you're done doing all your outside activities. And you come home to rest and to rejuvenate and to reconnect with those whose love and support mean so much to you, and yours means so much to them. And so the 10 of Cups is not, I mean, we have the idea of the house, a physical dwelling, but the physical aspects of a family life, I think, are more appropriately discussed in the 10 of Pentacles. I think because cups are connected with emotions, we want to focus on that with this 10. So the home may be symbolized by a physical dwelling, but it's really made up of the relationships between the people who dwell within there. And I would also say even people who don't live in their home with them, but are still connected to them in that familial way, whether they're blood relations or friends, all of that comes together to create your home, the home of your heart. And it may not be a physical home, or it may be a physical home, but it's the place where you go to find solace and comfort and nourishment, and where you give the same, because relationships are not one-way streets, they're two-way streets, and we relate to each other. We give these things to each other, and we get them in return. And I think we're learning about that now more than ever, what that means to be connected with other people. And it's my hope, and probably the hope of most of us who have found, discovered, hammered out these deeper, more intense, more connected relationships in really trying circumstances, something we'll want to think about and maybe carry over into the future. I think one of the things that we're all thinking about right now, and it could be during this time when we're forced to calm down, or in the future when life gets back to normal, whatever that new normal is going to look like. The old life of being very busy and having a lot of obligations, a lot more going on than you do now, is bound to happen. And so to remember to take this pause, this time, this kind of isolated, just focused on what is important to you and what matters and how you can get fed from those within your circle and how you can feed those other people who are in your circle. So you're giving and receiving, the energy is continually flowing. And so whatever we discover during this period, the connections, the discovering what's really important to us, you may be finding that you're talking to fewer people, but more deeply. That might be something you really like and cherish. And you might, as you go forward, realize, I would rather have less but deeper. And so, you think of your 10 of cups and you think of your home and think of the place that you always want to come to get the nourishment that you need to do what you need and want to do. And whatever those lessons are, whatever those things you discover about yourself are things you'll want to carry forward and remember. And so maybe you can think about it like this, as you're figuring out what's comfortable for you and what matters to you and the relationships that you really, really want to focus on. And as you can think about those maybe as an imaginary house in your mind, like, okay, where is my house? Who lives in my house? What are the rooms in my house? What do I want in my house? What do I not want in my house? You can just think of this like as your the house for your emotional body, or a house just in your mind, kind of a symbol for your relationships. And just maybe every once in a while, take a little bit of a walk through your house. Maybe do almost like an energy clearing, like you would do in your physical house, but do it in your mental house. Just visit each room, visit each person in that room, and see, how are we doing? What needs to change? What needs to be fed? Who needs what? Is everyone getting what they need? Are we all okay? And do that once in a while, kind of like the way you would clean your house once a week, or however your cleaning schedule is. So you can maintain anything that you might have built now, or whatever you'll build in the future. Make sure that it's not just a one and done thing. Relationships need maintenance. They need to be kept up and they need to be attended to. And so right. Oh, I think we got a lot out of that image already. Just the feeling of the sky and the idea of children coming home, and we all come home to this place to nurture and connect and get ready for our next day, to get rest for our mind, body, spirits, and hearts, so we can take care of the sometimes hard job of living our lives. But what else do we have in this card that we can look at? Because I'm sure we can get a ton more out of it. Well, you will notice that there's a big fountain in the middle, and the fountain, that reminds me a little bit about the Ace of Cups. And I think between any of the aces and the tens, we can see those connections between the two, because they totally are connected. The ace is the beginning, the seed, the complete potential. And so I think that's a lovely idea, to have like this fountain in your yard of your imaginary home, your symbolic home, your metaphoric home, to remember that you feed each other, but what you all are drawing from, in addition to each other's, you are all drawing from a greater source. So our families, our love, they come from us, but it also comes from another source. And so what is the well that you are drawing from? What is the well that your family is drawing from? Is your well running clear, beautiful water, or is it stagnant? Is it dirty? What can you do to keep that fountain in really, really good repair, so that all of you can partake from it? Oh, this talk is taking a really different direction. I didn't have any expectations because I didn't know the card, but I think this could be a really good process. A thing that we can use all the time is when we're feeling overwhelmed and feeling disconnected from the family and friends that nurture and feed us, and who we feed and nurture in return, to just have maybe work it into our practice, whatever your practice is. Like I said, if you do a monthly house cleansing or a weekly actual cleaning, or if you make sure you do phone calls with different people every once in a while, and to make sure you're staying connected, maybe put this upkeep of your imaginary house, your symbolic house, along with its fountain, the wellspring from which your love and your devotion can get fed. Because sometimes during the hard times, like if everybody's stressed or if everyone's going through different things, it can be hard to have something to give to each other. So if you guys, your family, you all have this wellspring to draw from, when you can't turn to each other, you can turn to that. And sometimes you can turn to that when you're empty, get enough to fill you up, and have enough to bring to the other people in your family too, so you can help feed them as well. So I think the big theme then of this card, of this little talk that we're doing here, of the 10 of Cups, is that we feed each other, we get fed by each other, and we also have an outside source that we can count on. And this is a great gift, and it's a great tool that we can use going forward to help keep the things that mean the most to us in as good as health as possible. So we're all growing, we're all improving, we're all getting stronger, and we're all getting more deeply connected. And we want to keep that going. So you can go to the well and get what you need. And let me take one more look at this card and see if we can get anything else from it. Well, there are a lot of beautiful flowers in the front of this. They remind me of, well, I think they're supposed to be roses. They remind me of peonies. I love peonies, but that's beside the point. I just read a quote, and of course, I don't remember exactly how it goes, but it's speaking of the ace and the 10 and the flowers from the images, is the seed contains the joy of the flower, and the bloom of the flower is how that joy is shared. So I guess maybe we could think of the ace as the seed that holds the potential joy, and then the 10 of Cups, all the relationships that we've built over the years, that creates the flower. And that's how the joy that lives in our hearts can be shared and manifested in the world. And I think that's a pretty good note to end this little talk on. So again, I am Barbara Moore. This has been Tarot Off the Cuff, and I look forward to our next visit.
Hey, this is Kevin.
Hi, this is Nooch.
Thanks for watching.
If you like what you saw, please hit a thumbs up and subscribe. You'll know when new ones are coming. And share with your friends.
We'll see you soon.